Hello and welcome to the Bacho channel. My name is, you might have guessed it, Bacho. Well, it's not really, it's just an alias. It's aka Bacho. The 2026 Oscars are upon us, and so I am weighing in with my own thoughts and feelings on the whole thing. When the Oscars come round each year, a lot of YouTubers make videos reviewing the different films that were nominated and discuss their overall thoughts on the ones that did get nominated and the ones that got snubbed. Or maybe this time of year they make their best of 2025, 2024 films, you know. In the past, I've reviewed some Oscar nominees, but this year, baby, I'm going to do something a little different. I decided I'd host Bacho's very own Oscars awards ceremony evening extravaganza. As a lot of you probably know, the Oscars are always a bit of a letdown every year because of the things that get nominated that aren't very deserving, or the things that don't get nominated that were some of the best pieces of media of the year. Underrepresentation, overrepresentation, there's always something unsatisfactory about it, always something a little frustrating, like, oh, why did that, like, why? It's very political, it's very popularity based, it's very kind of misinformed sometimes, whereas like best editing goes to the one with the most cuts, even if the editing is appalling, like in Bohemian Rhapsody. That's the famous example. Also, that being nominated for Best Picture, that was like a fucking terrible movie. So the idea of just doing my own version where I say, here's what should have won, here's what should have got nominated, here's actually the best films of the year, shut up, my opinion is the only opinion, felt very appealing to me. And also it's just a lot of fun just writing up all these categories and saying, oh, which ones will I pick? Oh, which one's going to win? Oh, this is cool. And then like really just appreciating, soaking in all of the amazing works that came out last year. Really, every year is a brilliant year for cinema if you watch the right things, if you put effort into actually going out and seeing a substantial amount of works. But 2025 in particular was just an incredible year for movies, like 5 masterpieces arguably, and usually sometimes you only get like 2 or 3 in a year. Very, very, very good year. A lot of amazing top tier directors had works this year. Hopefully in doing this I'll have a selection of films that are a bit more varied and more deserving, because as many of you know, it's always like the same 15 films that are up for awards each year. There'll be films that are nominated for certain things just because they're up for awards in other categories, even if they don't deserve these things over here, and it's like, why? It's just a waste of a spot. I'm not saying I'm like an editing, sound design expert or whatever, but for those who actually know a thing or two about these given categories, it's a little like disingenuous to see. Like say you have a film that's really well directed up for Best Picture, but the writing is like okay, it's fine, it's not a particularly good screenplay, but it'll be up for Best Screenplay, like, oh. And obviously it also does come down to the for your consideration adverts. Essentially the films with the biggest and loudest marketing campaigns are the ones that get in. The selections do feel a bit repetitive and elite and narrow.
To have been nominated would have been nice. It's very political. You have to take out ads.
Shut up now!
Okay.
There's a lot of recency bias that goes into it as well, and also the fact that most of these films have to be released in award season, otherwise they don't get recognised at all. And then you have the films that only exist just to get nominated, like they just appear in award season, just out of the fucking blue, get plucked up by the Academy, and like, where the fuck did you come from? They have no cultural relevance whatsoever, they leave no impression on the viewer, no lasting legacy, like Hidden Figures, Maestro, Women Talking, Green Book, American Fiction. I haven't actually seen 3 of those, but they just seem like those kind of films. I've seen Hidden Figures and Maestro, I have no interest in seeing the others. See, I found a lot of satisfaction doing this, just trimming out all the fat, all the fluff, all the undeserving crap, and just, making it about movies, good cinema. I just also want to say that if you are one of these people that goes, oh, every year the nominees get announced and it's just a bunch of artsy films that I've not even heard of, like, if I haven't heard of them, they can't be that good. Like, this is an industry awards show. You got to understand, alright? If you put fuck all effort into seeing films that aren't even niche really, then of course you're not going to know what these films are. If you haven't heard of the majority of the nominees, then that's a sign to you that maybe you should watch more films. Like, no one's forcing you, but I'd encourage it, maybe it's time to go out of your comfort zone a bit. You should be excited at the prospect of discovering these hidden gems. You shouldn't be like, oh, well, can't wait to see, I don't know, The Running Man nominated because that was a big movie this year. Like, I get Critical Drink as one of those channels that's there to review more mainstream films, cover all those, like, popular ones, but it is a bit annoying when, come award season, they haven't even fucking heard of Anora. Like, you're having a laugh. You've missed that. It's become a controversial thing to tell people to watch more movies and like venture out of their comfort zones every once in a while, and it's just fucking stupid. Like, I get it, it's not your first priority, you don't have to if you don't want to, but fucking hell, like, if you're gonna like try and pretend to be this film connoisseur, you gotta at least do your fucking research. Don't pretend like you're a film fan when you see like 5 movies a year. Oh, you're gatekeeping. Like, no, I'm not, brother. I'm holding the gate wide open. You just can't be arsed to fucking pull a finger out and walk through. Everyone's so entitled when they go to the cinema. It's like, if you can't entertain me in the first 10 minutes, it's just not worth it. You need to fucking do your job. It's like, no. When you go to the cinema, you lend the artist your attention, you give them the benefit of the doubt. For fuck's sake, it's the bare goddamn minimum. But having said all that, some of these films are genuinely impossible to see and have like zero marketing, so sometimes I don't even blame you. These films should be easily accessible once nominated, honestly. So just to establish things, there are going to be 5 nominees for each category, barring Best Picture, which will have 10. That's just the usual Oscar format. I'm going to be covering all the categories minus the short film ones because I don't really watch short films. I haven't seen anything of that ilk from last year. Also don't really watch documentaries, so not doing that one either. I'm sorry. I know those are like typically the boring ones that get ignored, but I'm just perpetuating that. I don't know, the Oscar goes to Grizzly Man again. Or Fish Tank. And strangely, and this wasn't out of any like particular anti-animation agenda I have, I just didn't see that many animated films last year. I saw one. I wrote it down. I saw one animated film last year. It was called Lost in Starlight. It was this boilerplate anime film. It was okay. It was decent. But that's nominated. That's one Best Picture. That's one Best Animated Film. That wins. Best Animated Film, Lost in Starlight. Congratulations. Fucking yes. Remember that these kinds of award ceremonies aren't to be taken too seriously either, because you can't really like rank films together like that and say objectively this film is better than that film and that film is better than this film. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. There is never one best film of the year. It's usually a selection of really impressive works. So don't take what I'm doing here too seriously, and don't really take what any of these other award ceremonies do seriously. One thing I won't stand for is just middling, inoffensive slot being nominated for Best Picture, and don't worry, that won't happen in this video. This is precisely made to prevent that. This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. So on those grounds, just a heads up, Sinners has a lot less nominations in this video compared to the Academy in this, because there's so much shit that it just didn't deserve. They were just fucking nominating it for everything. Like every fucking speck of dust got a Best Actor fucking nom. Just the entire cast getting nominated, taking up all these spots was so wasteful, particularly when it was just such a lifeless set of characters. Honestly, just empty, stale caricatures. Someone watched Roots and kind of made simplistic versions of those archetypes. But Michael B. Jordan, do you know he played 2 characters? How incredible. Even though neither of them had any personality and were completely indistinguishable from each other, to the point where the only way you could tell them apart was what hats they were wearing. Honestly, like Marvel tier character writing, just okay. Ironically, Jack O'Connell gave the only interesting performance of that whole film. Like when he was on screen, things became electric. It was like, oh my god, it was like a shot of life. I'm not saying Sinners is a bad film. It's got a lot of very interesting subtext and themes, but it's definitely a flawed film. Anyway, going to crack on now. Please do stick around after the Best Picture winner has been announced, because I'm going to do like a funny, silly categories round where I just have like just stupid, ridiculous nominations and shit. It's going to be fun. So first up we have Best Sound, which isn't a very popular one, but it's still just as important. I'm not too knowledgeable on sound mixing and sound editing to the point where I don't even know the actual real difference between the two. So bear that in mind, but with my limited knowledge, the films that I've chosen are ones where the sounds in the film is almost its own character or characters, as in there's this very strong thematic intention to their placement and use. So the nominees are Warfare, 28 Years Later, The History of Sound, yeah, fuck you, Train Dreams, and No Other Choice. Warfare's there because I really like the sound of the guns, really cool, and also the sound of the jet, really awesome. But no, that was a film that was all about moment-to-moment tension, very quiet, intimate, and suspenseful. As I said, the sound design is very much its own character in this film. The gun sounds, the explosions, very haunting, realistic. You're sat there with these people listening out for every little tink, every little nuance in sound. 28 Years Later had extremely experimental sound design, sometimes opting for the surrealist tone, exaggerated, unrealistic, non-diegetic sounds for the zombies, like pig noises and whatnot. Really uncanny and weird, but very just creative. I loved it. The history of sound, it's got the word sound in it, so yeah, there you go. But no, it's about the history of music. There's so much thematic emphasis put on sound and song. I didn't watch this film in the cinema, I watched it in my TV room, and I've got this kind of mid soundbar, which isn't very good, but it honestly felt like surround sound, the way that this film was mixed, so I was really impressed by that. I kept thinking that the weather in the film was taking place outside my window. I was like, what the fuck? It's pretty trippy. Very artful, very noticeable, really. I picked very noticeable examples here. But the sound design in this film was crucial, and it helped give the film a very unique identity. And then you have Train Dreams, which is a little similar to History of Sound, but that's very serene and naturalist. All of these scenes of nature, very lovely, very peaceful. Very important to get the sound design right. And then you have No Other Choice, which, like 28 Years Later, kind of went for a surrealist tone again. It often put emphasis on small, minute, mundane sounds to like illustrate a point or something. Added to the film's idiosyncratic comedic tone was just really good. So which film's going to win? I'm not sure. I am deciding the winners as I go, by the way. I've got no idea. What the fuck? Which one's going to win? I'm going to give it to History of Sound because that was just a beautiful experience. Yeah, there you go. History of Sound wins. Very deserving. You seriously picked the one with sound in the title as best sound? Next up, best original score, we've got Sinners, 28 Years Later, One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme and Surratt, and that is a fucking stacked lineup. Jeepers Creepers. That is awesome. It is great when you actually can't decide between them because there's so many good choices. One Battle After Another completely informed the structure of that film, was just like this amazing melody that went up and down. 28 Years Later technically had an original soundtrack, but I class that as a score because it's not like they took any pre-existing songs. It was this one Scottish band that I've forgotten the name of unfortunately now, but I really need to plug them. Holy shit, they just made like this amazing album really as the film score. Sinners score absolutely fucking transportive, almost a psychedelic experience when that fucking barn scene came on. I don't even like Sinners that much, but even I like listen to the music and I'm like, fucking hell, this almost like bumps up the whole film really, just because that music sounds so fucking good. By the way, I really hope I'm getting diegetic and non-diegetic right, because diegetic is when it's in the film's universe, right? If not, I'm not an idiot. I addressed it at least. But Surratt has its own diegetic score because some of the characters in the film are ravers who have these speakers and they compose this, I'm going to call it house music because I just don't really know what it is, like what the genre is. It's a very niche genre, it's really cool. It's kind of like climaxy, very avant-garde, very European, very unique, but I don't think that is a match for Sinners, 28 Years Later, One Battle After Another. Marty Supreme's also getting edged out because you mainly remember that for the use of like 80s synth songs, even though the Holocaust Honey track is fucking amazing and I love it. I think I'm just going to have to, for the sake of just being able to choose, I'm going to have to fucking knock it off.
Knock it off.
Really, it's between One Battle, 28 Years and Sinners. Which is a fucking difficult decision, honestly. Fuck, man. You got Johnny Greenwood, whoever the fuck made the 28 Years Later soundtrack, and isn't it Ludwig something cool? His name's really cool. The guy who did like Tenet and stuff, and Oppenheimer, right? Oh my god. Okay. Honestly, I'd fucking just leave it up to Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo at this point. I think I'm gonna give it to One Battle. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to give it to One Battle After Another because just the way it informs like the pacing of that film, it's really just an incredible piece and it's so memorable. I've been listening to it loads. It's one of Johnny Greenwood's best scores. Yeah, it's One Battle After Another that takes it home. Boom, 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 boom. But I can't remember it for some reason. I can't do it. Best original song, and for this, I know I said 5 picks for each category, but this literally only has 2. Originally, it just said Sinners, and it was just going to go straight to Sinners because that's such like the obvious one. It's like there's a song there. It's hard to find songs in any of these other fucking films. But then I remembered that album/soundtrack that 28 Years Later had, and technically all of those are songs. And they're all awesome, and I love them. So 28 Years Later is also up for this category. So we got 2 picks. I don't actually know the name of the song from Sinners, but it's that song, you know, when the barn gets on fire. It's the one we all fucking know. I'd have to pick one for 28 Years Later. I guess the one where they're in the gas station. It goes. That was fucking awesome. You see, if Sinners doesn't win this, it's not going to win anything else. Like, this is its last chance to get something. Fuck it, yeah, let's give it Sinners. Fuck it. Yeah, Sinners wins. Might regret that, but fuck it. I do love 28 Years Later, but yeah, Sinners. Right, now we're on to Best Editing, and this one is also fucking stacked. Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, 28 Years Later, No Other Choice, and Die My Love. Were you expecting Die My Love? I don't know, because it's really well edited. A lot of 28 Years glazing this video, but that was in a lot of ways one of the most avant-garde films of the year, just extremely experimental. Danny Boyle just making a film completely out of time and against the grain, but just awesome. Nothing like it in the landscape of cinema. And the editing is easily one of the best parts about it. Just so cool. All of like the use of stock footage and old movie footage as well. So creative and imaginative in how to communicate things in new ways. He always finds ways to just like get things across in his own way. One Battle After Another, again, just incredible pacing to that film. It all flows like one scene. It's like almost 3 hours, but it feels like 2. The editing in that is so seamless. I don't think I've experienced a more seamless film when it comes to the editing. No Other Choice, also very experimental in very different ways to 28 Years Later. A lot like the sound design is kind of strange emphasis put on funny things. Very personal and unique to Park Chan-wook's filmography. Adds to the strange, quirky tone of that movie. It's hard to really illustrate, you know, but it's hard to put into words because it's so specific. And Mighty Supreme is this stressful, claustrophobic nightmare that's so dependent on the editing to get right, like structurally and like moment to moment with the cuts. Just the claustrophobia of the editing in the scenes with how quickly they cut between two characters. And Die My Love is in here, I needed to nominate that. Die My Love is so sporadic and temperamental in its structure and its pacing that it's a miracle that it isn't this incoherent mess. It's all done to convey this experience of the main character, Jennifer Lawrence, this kind of emotion-fueled, logicless suffering. It's really incredible. It's a really striking film. It was almost too good at its job at being this distressing fucking movie because I never want to see it again. When it comes to the winner, it is a toss-up between 28 Years and One Battle. Very stacked category, but I've decided a winner. And the winner is 28 Years Later. Just some of the most fucking experimental editing I've seen in years. Some of the most just unique shit. It's awesome. I fucking love it. It absolutely deserves it. Do not fucking at me. God bless Danny Boyle. God bless him just consistently being an amazing auteur filmmaker, an egoless dude. Next up, Best Makeup and Hairstyling, and for that we have Together, 28 Years Later, again! Frankenstein, The Ugly Stepsister, and The Secret Agent. I'm not going to lie, The Secret Agent being there has thrown me a bit. I think that might have been a mistake, unless there's a very particular reason that's there. I can't remember. I saw it like last week. How have I fucking forgotten? The others are obvious, like fucking Together. I find it difficult to distinguish between like what is like visual effects and makeup and hairstyle, you know what I mean? Like sometimes best makeup and hairstyle can just be the visual effects but limited to someone's face. Right, I know why The Secret Agent's nominated now. It's because near the end there's like this shooting, someone gets shot in the face, or a couple of people do, like get injured, and it looked really kind of convincing, cool, and I thought, oh, that's good makeup and hairstyling, so there you go. It's not going to win the category though. It's important that I put Together in here because that's one of those films, came out in the middle of the year, not particularly amazing. I know I made a video essay about it and it got like loads of views, and that's like my legacy now, is the Together guy, even though like the film was okay. I had some things to say about it, but it was a decent film. But yeah, the makeup and hairstyling is that whole film's selling point. It's really good. They did a great job. 28 Years Later, again, you've got Samson, all the zombies, all of the survivors as well, with all their like shaggy hair and all that. That took a lot of work to do. The Ugly Stepsister, that was a great film, by the way. Go see that. That would probably be winning this category if not for the big fat Guillermo del Toro nominee, which is Frankenstein, which kind of easily takes this one home, I'm afraid. Yeah, goes to Frankenstein, buddies. It's the obvious choice, but you can't you can't just like ignore it. But no, well done, Frankenstein. Definitely deserved it. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro still got it. Best Costume Design. Maybe I should be a bit more professional. The nominees are Hamnet, The Phoenician Scheme, the Frankenstein, The Ugly Stepsister, and Black Bag. Bet you didn't expect that one, Black Bag. Obviously, Hamnet, Ugly Stepsister, and Frankenstein, they're period movies, and they have like this extra emphasis you really notice when the costume design's really good, but fuck it, you gotta nominate them. I mean, The Ugly Stepsister is literally a Cinderella retelling, so there's this extra emphasis put on like these dresses, but they're all lovely and kind of uniquely Norwegian, I believe, or I imagine. You know, a bunch of Norwegian viewers being like, actually, that's nothing like it is over here. I can't really do a Norwegian accent. Like, I've never seen a dress like that in my life. I've never seen this Ugly Stepsister. What the fuck is this? Hamlet's got very good cinematography and overall production design, but a lot of that is down to the specific colours of the costumes and all of that. Frankenstein's also an obvious choice, very larger than life, very noticeable, and had this magical realist vibe. I think, what's her name, Maya Goth was wearing some weird shit, really cool, very cool. Very sexy, actually. This is the first appearance of the Phoenician Scheme in this video, and yeah, it's kind of this mediocre Wes Anderson film that felt like very samey to his other works, but there are a lot of objective aspects that were kind of nailed, much like most of his films, really. They always have like amazing cinematography, amazing costume design, hairstyle, whatever, production design. You can't really ignore that, and just because it's just not up for any other things, and it's not like up for the awards buzz, you still got to like recognise it. Costume design, I don't care, this is for women, this is girl stuff, dresses, ooh. Black Bag might seem like a weird choice, but I just remember that what the characters wore in that added to who they were so like kind of succinctly. It was really cool, really like painted a picture of who they were, visually just really pronounced, like especially Michael Fassbender and what the fuck is it? I've got fucking dementia, what's her name? She's huge. What the fuck is her name? The Australian one. Kate Blanchett, there you go. Yeah, she was like wearing really cool stuff. Personally, I think it's a toss-up between Ugly Stepsister and Frankenstein. Maybe Hamnet's in there. Would be boring to give Frankenstein another one, but it does deserve it. You know, we can't just disregard it just because, you know, oh, you're the popular one. It would be nice to give Ugly Stepsister something, but... So you got one dress. Frankenstein has like 700 dresses. Try harder. And it's not like Hamnet is inferior to Frankenstein, it's just more realistic, you know. It's obviously a bit less memorable, only in my mind, just because Frankenstein's so like, ugh. I do think objectively Frankenstein's got this. I do have a soft spot for Ugly Stepsister, and I want to give it an award because it does deserve it in its own way. Yeah, I'm giving it to Frankenstein. I'm so sorry, Ugly Stepsister. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, Swedish people or Norwegian people. You just got two really different people mixed up. That's going to piss so many people off. Okay, so now we have Best Production Design. The nominees are Nouvelle Vague, for fuck's sake, Frankenstein, The Phoenician Scheme, Marty Supreme, No Other Choice. There you go. Now, with No Other Choice, I might just be a bit like biased because the architecture of South Korea is so visually striking, and I know that's mostly just like location based, surely, but it really just added to that whole experience for me. Every Park Chan-wook film has that feel to it. But again, the settings of his films are their own characters in many ways, especially the house. Like a lot of the film revolves around the house and him keeping that house, and it's a very visually distinct house. A lot of the unique cinematography is based around the architecture of that house. It's really cool. Again, like purposeful production design, not just competent production design. It's what I want to celebrate in this awards ceremony. Whilst we're talking about competence, I don't know if you've watched Nouvelle Vague, but that takes place in 60s Paris when they are filming Breathless, Jean-Luc Godard's film. They filmed in contemporary Paris and it looks seamless. It looks just like the 60s. It's so authentic. There's just no doubt in your mind. It's incredible what they did. Unless I rewatch and it's like, oh, there's a goof there. There's a coffee cup. Starbucks alert. As I just mentioned moments before, The Phoenician Scheme, Wes Anderson always has his production design absolutely fucking down. Might have been a fairly mediocre film, but you can't deny how good it looks. Marty Supreme, of course, captured 50s New York seamlessly, just gritty, dirty, accurate to the time, but also done in a way that feels like unique to the film, like its own character again. I need to stop fucking using those terms. I'll put it this way, it felt like 50s New York, but it also felt like Josh Safdie's take on 50s New York, but not too far removed from reality. It was like when David Lynch made Elephant Man, and yes, he did add his own kind of style to the old London setting, but it still felt like the real London that we knew from that time. Well, I was there, so I know. I can fucking attest to that. This is the difficult one, man. Look at those. I mean, because Frankenstein was fucking monumental, you have to admit. It's hard to argue with Frankenstein. We've just given it fucking 2 other awards. Well, it's not Phoenician Scheme. I know it looks good, but it's just not Phoenician Scheme. It's not the one. You know what? I am going to give it to Nouvelle Vague. Fuck yeah, I feel really good doing that. Yeah, Nouvelle Vague is the winner of Best Production Design. Give it a round of applause. French people. I mean, it's not. It's Richard Linklater, but it's about French people. Really love Nouvelle Vague. It's not like an amazing film, but just a really nice little movie. Love letter to Jean-Luc Godard, of course. And I'm a French New Wave aficionado, so I know all about that. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's here again! Best Visual Effects, Frankenstein, Bugonia, Together, Warfare, F1. Now you might be thinking, hang on, didn't an Avatar film come out last year? Why the frick is that not nominated too in the Batcho Awards? Simple answer, I didn't see it. Well, technically I did see it because I've seen The Way of Water. Ha ha ha, did you get it? No, I really had no interest in seeing the new Avatar film because it just looked like a rehash of the second one, which itself was a rehash of the first one. I didn't see it, and by the looks of things, I was right. But yeah, that would probably be winning this, but I haven't seen it, so it's not eligible. Fuck you. We can pick a more interesting sleeper hit. I'll put F1 there, that's the normie choice. I don't know if really that classes as visual effects, does it? Cars? The cars are real. They really raced them. I'm not really a visual effects guy unless it's like, oh look, it's Star Wars. Look, spectacle. I know that's not real, but this could be real. That's real, right? They really crashed that. I'm really happy to give Together more recognition because the visual effects in that, again, whole selling point of that film. Awesome. Cool, gruesome, great body horror. The scene when they come together in the hallway, when they're getting dragged across the floor, that looked like very convincing actually, and I know that was CGI. You might be thinking, hang on, Begonia, what's that doing here? Well, it's there because I really like the ship at the end. Like, the design of the alien ship is so Yorgos, it's so Poor Things, it's so cool. And that is visual, it's effects. So yeah, Warfare's there because a good chunk of the fucking movie is about seeing people's like legs getting blown off, and it was harrowingly realistic. Yeah. When it comes to scope, I mean, F1 and Frankenstein have that, and I'll definitely give Frankenstein the win over F1. We don't give normie films awards in the Batcho one. It's not going to Warfare, I know that, just right off the bat, fuck off. I would love to give it to Bugonia altogether, but that might be a bit too contrarian. I think I'd be being a bit silly if I gave it to Together or Bugonia over Frankenstein, so yeah, I'm giving it to Frankenstein. There you go, it's fucking third award, it's third win. Frankenstein sweet much? And now we have Best Foreign Film, also another amazing lineup, just a great year for cinema, a great year for international movies, it's really incredible actually. The nominees are No Other Choice, Sirat, Sentimental Value, It Was Just an Accident, and this one may surprise you, 28 years later, because Britain is a foreign country to America, so technically 28 years later is eligible for this award. I was sort of tempted just to remove this category outright because, it's the whole, like, if it's a good movie, it's a good movie, it'll just go in the Best Picture category. It's not like, oh, no, we've got to have a certain amount of American movies in there. Like, get away. Like, if it's really good, it would be up there. So it's a bit of a reductive category, I know. They should call it Best Film when no one fucking speaks English, therefore Sentimental Value in 28 years would be out the picture. Hang on, I swear in Sirat someone speaks English at some point. At one point they do. I'm like, finally, I can understand, I don't have to fucking read. You know what, I might actually just get rid of this category because for one, it's stupid. It's like, the foreign people, they need their own category because they're of a different breed. And they just put like Brazil in with like Iran and like fucking Norway, and there's such like different like cultures there. And isn't each country only allowed like one nomination? Yeah, it's just fucking stupid. I'm getting rid of it also because it kind of gives away like what might be up for Best Picture, because if you know like the best foreign film, that could kind of give away the big surprise. So yeah, I'm getting rid of it, fuck it. But I'm going to just talk about It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Value, because those two films are really good. Yeah, go watch them if you haven't already. Really awesome movies. Next up is Best Casting, and this is a new category as of this year, I think. I don't know. So the nominees are Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, It Was Just an Accident, Black Bag, and Frankenstein. One Battle After Another, very impressive ensemble. It's all about following this big collective of characters as they kind of navigate this war. this conflict. What I love about the Marty Supreme casting are all these little bit actors that just leave their mark and they're only there for like a couple minutes. They're really good. Also, just the New York Jewish representation feels really authentic and personal to Josh Safdie. It was also the case that Uncut Gems, just really funny, unique, it added to the character of that world. It Was Just an Accident was heavily dependent on the casting because it's more or less this stage play-like ensemble piece. It's about this small group of characters in this situation trying to like figure out what to do. It's really compelling. All the performances are really good. It's really funny. It's also like a dark comedy. Much like It Was Just an Accident, Black Bag's all centered around these 6 characters. The whole film is about all of the different relationships between them. It's all just comprised of scenes of them talking to each other in various settings. It's so gripping and all of the performances are great. The character dynamics are stellar. It's so fascinating to watch. Great dialogue, but that's more so script. And Frankenstein also had a really good ensemble cast, more in the traditional sense, just like kind of star-studded but well cast. Oscar Isaac, Christoph Waltz, Maya Goth, Jacob Elordi, of course, he was fantastic. And David Bradley, I believe, wasn't he? He was the guy in it, you know, Walder Frey. Also just brilliant. For as much as I'd love to give it to Black Bag because that film's awesome, I am going to give it to Marty Supreme just because every tiny character in that just gives so much. Adds to the experience. It's so funny. It's really like this fucking odyssey, really. This ridiculous nightmare comedic odyssey of just weird people showing up. So yeah, Marty Supreme, that's its first win of the night, isn't it? Nice! But I do really love it when the cast feels very personal to the director, like they cast who they know, they cast their culture in a way, like Martin Scorsese casts a lot of Italian Americans in his film, and even fucking when it doesn't really fit, like in Temptation of Christ, all of the fucking people in Jerusalem are like, hey, I'm walking here, what the fuck's going on? Oh my god, finally we're actually onto an important, interesting one. Best Actor in a Supporting Role. The nominees are Sean Penn, One Battle After Another, Stellan Skarsgård, Sentimental Value, Paul Mescal, Hamnet,
Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein,
and John Carroll Lynch, Sorry Baby. I can't remember what's been nominated in the actual awards. I don't know how different it is. I know at least Stellan Skarsgård and Sean Penn are there. I kind of know exactly who's got this. I've sort of known for months, really, as soon as I saw that amazing performance on the big screen. You might be thinking, oh, hang on, Leonardo DiCaprio is also absent. Honestly, I did enjoy him in One Battle After Another, but that was more about the spectacle, kind of the huge conflict, more so than like the individual performances. He was great, he did his job, he was really funny, but that film was more about the grand scheme of things, and also Sean Penn absolutely stole the show, let's be honest. Obviously when it comes to Hamnet, it's Jesse Buckley, who is just the sensational performance from that, but Paul Mescal, he wasn't in it as much, but he was really good, I loved him. When he had to grieve, that was really emotional too, when he like sees his boy. That was just fucking heartbreaking. I just adored that scene. Any father watching him in that scene, just fuck, man. That was awesome. I loved it. Stellan Skarsgård's always been an amazing fucking actor, and this is sort of like an embodiment of his body of work, really. But that's not to say it's a symbolic award, because he definitely deserves it. He was really good. I just think that other people were slightly better. And John Carroll Lynch, I know people will be a bit surprised at that, but he has this one scene in that film where he kind of completely takes over just for a minute, and it's amazing. Sorry Baby is another performance-centric film. John Carroll Lynch, I don't know if he's like ever had an Oscar or a nomination, but he's just one of those actors, isn't he? I didn't even know his fucking name, really, but he's brilliant. He's amazing. Having said all that, I know exactly who this is going to. The Bacho Oscar goes to Sean Penn. Good job, dude. It's your best performance I've ever seen you do. It was incredible. It's so good that I could temporarily forgive you for being an annoying lefty whining loser. So there you go. I don't really have any beef with Sean Penn. It's just the way he reacted to Matt Stone and Trey Parker when they depicted him in Team America. He was like, you shouldn't have done that. This is too important. Next category is Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Of course, you knew this was coming. For this, the nominees are Jodie Comer, 28 Years Later, Emma Stone, Begonia, Mariam Afshari, It Was Just an Accident, Naomi Aki, Sorry Baby, and Emily Blunt, The Smashing Machine. I really like the lineup here because there's a lot of ones that people might not have expected, but just as deserving, honestly. These are some of the best performances I saw this year. Last year, should I say. So Jodie Comer in 28 Years Later, sort of the heart of that film. I know it's a zombie horror film, but the performance she gives as this kind of mentally ill, dying woman was just as profound as if it was like some amazing drama. It was humanist, it was naturalistic, it was touching, just a really humanist movie overall, actually. The scenes of her losing it at the beginning were just way more powerful than they needed to be. Emma Stone in Begonia. Emma Stone continuously just knocks it out of the park with these films that she does with like Poor Things. Just work with Yorgos Lanthimos and fucking Benny Safdie. That's the fucking ticket to fucking being a respected artist. But no, I really do love Emma Stone and the projects she's decided to work on these last couple of years. It seems like art is her top priority. Excellent in Begonia, funny, assertive, stern, a bit scary, domineering. Maria Afsharian, it was just an accident. There were a lot of good performances in that film, but hers in particular really stood out to me. There's this extended shot near the end. It's not like this continuous shot where like the camera goes in loads of different places. It's just fixed on this like one character and other people interacting with him. And you don't even realise that it's one shot because the acting is just drawing you in, and she just comes in near the end of that fucking shot and just absolutely acts her heart out. You could say, oh, it's a smaller role, but fuck it, it's best supporting actress for a reason. Doesn't have to be a major role necessarily. Naomi Akee in Sorry Baby, obviously she's kind of second to Eva Victor, who really stole the show in that film. It's all about her really, but that's not to say that Naomi Akee did a really good job. Maybe an understated performance, people might think, but I just think, yeah, still very sensitive. Didn't have too many scenes where she was like, oh, this is the tearjerker one where she has to like shout or something, but for what she needed to do, she nailed, and I really liked just all the acting in that film. And then we have Emily Blunt in The Smashing Machine. Now, The Smashing Machine was a little bit of a letdown because Benny Safdie, we were expecting something a bit better from him. It wasn't a tremendous film, but it was decent, but I was really impressed by Emily Blunt's range in that. I've never seen her do anything like that. Obviously, she's a British actress. I know she played an American in Oppenheimer, but in The Smashing Machine, fucking hell, she played this, for lack of a better word, white trash girlfriend. I don't want to like sound mean-spirited there, but this person who's completely different from who she really is, this slightly toxic, emotionally immature wife, almost like a character out of a Sean Baker film. And yeah, Emily Blunt, she completely became that character. I didn't sense the Britishness in her at all. I don't know what it was like for Americans watching, but I was really impressed. This is quite difficult, but I'm going to give it to Jodie Comer from 28 Years Later. Well fucking done, love. That was a lovely fucking character you portrayed there. I fucking love that film, man. So personal. Fuck yeah, next up is Best Cinematography, and for that, again, fucking stacked. Train Dreams, One Battle After Another, Phoenician Scheme, Marty Supreme, Hamnet. Boom! I don't even fucking know. Now, I'm a big lover of cinematography. It's one of my favourite aspects to talk about when like reviewing movies. Just fucking, there's so much good cinematography out there. Really are just spoiled for choice, aren't we? And this year, so many good movies with amazing cinematography that were amazing for very unique reasons. Again, you got Wes Anderson. You can't not nominate The Phoenician Scheme. Like, come on, like he's absolutely nailed the fucking symmetry stuff and all that. And it's not just like symmetry. The composition is very particular, masterful even. I know he's been doing the same trick for like fucking 10, 15 years, but still, it's objectively amazing. I know it's not going to win though. It's not fucking winning. Train Dreams is mostly comprised of these static but exquisitely composed shots that all look like paintings, honestly. The specific patterns of the compositions must be like mirroring various famous works of art. Arguably the best aspect of Train Dreams is the cinematography. It's just lovely. I think it's 4:3, right? But yeah, on one hand you've got Train Dreams, which is an amazing example of static cinematography, and then you have One Battle After Another, which is more so movement based, but phenomenal in completely different ways. Paul Thomas Anderson always just makes a beautiful looking movie. This one was shot on VistaVision, just looks so rich. One of the most visually appealing films of the last couple of years, just true unadulterated cinema. I know Hamnet and Mighty Supreme are also nominated here, and they do have great cinematography too, but when compared to One Battle After Another and Train Dreams, I just don't think they're quite on the same level. So really it's a toss-up between these two schools of cinematography where you have like motion-based continuous shots and like tracking, and then like amazing composition over here, like works of art every frame. And it's not to say that One Battle After Another doesn't have like amazing compositions like still shots, because it definitely does. The colour grading to One Battle After Another is just, oh my god, it's amazing. Just the look of that film. But I am going to give it to Train Dreams just because of how unique it looks. I've seen so many films with amazing cinematography, and sometimes it gets a little repetitive, like rule of thirds, eh? It's gonna the guy's gonna be over there, the tree's gonna be over there. But Train Dreams was still like, it felt like something new. After all the things I've seen, it felt like something unique. So yeah, fuck yeah, Train Dreams absolutely taking that one home. Only 6 official categories left. We're really steamrolling through all these. Okay, so Best Adapted Screenplay. The nominees are Hamnet, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Begonia, and Train Dreams. Now, I imagine that might be the exact lineup for the Academy Awards. That's very samey. Safe. Stop playing it safe, Bacho, you fucking shill. Yeah, I'm just copying. I don't have my own opinions. Well, Hamlet has got the word Shakespeare, you know, it's all about that, so that's writing, innit? So let's give it to him. He invented writing, right? He invented words! No, he did literally invent, well, like I made that as a joke, like he invented, like, words as a concept, but he did invent words. I learned that off my friend who loves to smash ket. How good am I at assessing screenplays? Some of them stand out to me more. Now you might be thinking, Train Dreams, what are you on about? There's barely any dialogue in that. Well, it's not all about dialogue. Like, Screenplay kind of encapsulates the whole fucking thing. Like, it describes scenes and everything. It's the whole story and all the subtext and the themes, and when it comes to that, Train Dreams is really strong. Begonia is also impressive in that regard, smaller scale. Its strongest aspect is the dialogue, which is really good, really gripping. It's all about this conflict between Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. You hang off every word, completely dialogue driven. Also, the overarching concept is interesting. I know the ending does get a little bit weird, kind of almost negates a lot of the film's themes by like saying, oh, you know that crazy fucking conspiracy theorist dude? Well, he was right the whole time, so he's actually vindicated in torturing this woman. It was a bit weird, but I kind of like took it as like a funny hee South Park ending, where it's, oh, you know that ridiculous conspiracy theory that Cartman's been touting this whole episode, oh, it's real, and it's just like funny. It's not saying, oh, people are justified in thinking that, it's just saying, lol. I've not read Frankenstein, so I'm full of shit when I say this, but it felt like a comprehensive adaptation of the Frankenstein mythology. It felt really cool, and the dialogue was really good. Very poetic and fairy tale-like, but in a darker sense. And Hamnet, of course, just fucking hell, every line of dialogue. And again, the whole premise is fascinating and almost instantly tragic, just describing the plot of that film. I think Train Dreams and Begonia are easily the weakest links of this category, and I don't say that lightly because they are still really good, especially Begonia. One Battle After Another is a cool adaptation, like taking, I don't know when it was set originally, this Thomas Pynchon novel, set in like the 70s or 80s, I think in like Reagan era, and saying, oh, we're going to apply that to Trump era. The thing is about that, I'm not sure how much One Battle After Another wants to tie itself to modern events, like the immigration thing, like ICE, because it does sort of abstract itself in other ways too. And also it was conceived and filmed like before all this stuff kicked off anyway. It is very humorous in its satire though, the whole Christmas Adventurers Club thing. Like, what the hell was that? But overall, I think Hamnet easily takes this one. I think it's no competition, really. Like, if not giving it to Hamnet, I don't know what the fuck I'd do. Like, come on. Hamnet, just beautiful story, beautiful, tender dialogue. Just every line makes you fucking cry. It's insane. And again, not just the dialogue, but the concept and themes, just re-evaluating the Shakespeare mythos like that. Really cool. I know that's like down to the book, but still. And now we have Best Original Screenplay. The nominees are Blue Moon, No Other Choice, Marty Supreme, Sorry Baby, and Black Bag. I've already talked a lot about Marty Supreme and No Other Choice, so I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about Blue Moon and Sorry Baby mostly. Sorry Baby is another one of the best films of the year that I think, for the most part, got forgotten by the Oscars, which is a shame. That story, that screenplay is so profound and moving. It's a film that's about a fairly specific topic, so it gets across all these themes, but it feels so naturalistic and personal. The characters are very believable and down to earth. It's sort of that fly-on-the-wall storytelling, which makes it all the more disturbing when like certain things do happen. It's one of those films where, hey, we're just capturing reality here. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. It's beautiful. It has some of the best scenes of the year. Now, Blue Moon with Ethan Hawke is essentially just one giant conversation between Ethan Hawke's character and whoever he talks to in this one bar. It's one setting, and he's one of these characters that's larger than life and just talks and talks and talks. Kind of got a bit of an ego to him, but he's also just so enticing as a person. You can't help but be drawn to him, and every second, every conversation that is had in that film is just so engrossing. It's got the best dialogue of the year of any movie, I think. And yeah, one of my personal favourites of the year. I know it's very, very small scale. It doesn't really have any of these all-encompassing films, and there's not anything wrong with that. But still, on a plot and dialogue level, Black Bag has one of the tightest screenplays of the year. That was sensational. Again, prime example of underappreciated genre film that came out at the start of the year, gets absolutely no awards, but is actually one of the best films of the year. No Other Choice, great concept and storyline. Marty Supreme, great dialogue, but I am going to give this to Blue Moon. I absolutely adored that film. The dialogue was just like, it was just like consuming an amazing steak. I don't know, I can't explain it. You might think that's the Oscar bait choice, you know, it's this introspective piece about this idiosyncratic artist talking about art and like disappearing up his arse, but I it's incredible. It definitely deserves it. Honestly, if I'm being honest, the runners-up were No Other Choice and Black Bag for that. Honestly, I was so tempted to give that one to Black Bag. Oh look, Best Directing. That's the next one. Best Directing. The nominees are One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, 28 Years Later, Sirat, and If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. This is the first appearance of If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You in this video. That's also one of my favourites of the year. One Battle After Another is one of Paul Thomas Anderson's most well-directed films. Marty Supreme is also pretty much a perfect film when it comes to directing, but when considering Josh Safdie's overall filmography, it's very similar to Uncut Gems and Good Time. Objectively, it's amazing, but as a director, he's not really done anything new. He's just like made a more refined version of Uncut Gems, arguably. 28 Years Later is here because that is just the work of a true auteur. Danny Boyle is one of the best directors of all time. He's one of the most innovative directors living today. As I said earlier, there was no film quite like this last year. It feels like an artistic passion project. Every tiny choice is extremely intentional. Not only intentional, but just creative. It broadens your mind as to like what can be achieved in film, like how things can be communicated. Just all the crazy choices he puts into them and how he cements such a cohesive tone is just, it's staggering. No one else could do that. It's the mark of an artist. He just knows in his fucking soul, this is how it's going to look. This is how I want it to look. It's going to work. Sirat is another one of my favourite films of the year, completely different to these other picks. The direction here isn't as stated or as maximalist, it's more so serene and quiet, but still just as competent. It's a very well made film, but in amongst these other films, it's definitely not winning, I know that for sure. Now, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, sort of similar in a lot of ways to Marty Supreme, but more revolutionary when it comes to the direction. I've not seen anything quite like this. It feels quite new. It's also this masterpiece, this cacophony of stress and just torments. It's actually fucking harrowing to sit through. It's so fucking agonizing. I'd argue that it's a better film than Marty Supreme, probably a less pleasant film to sit through, but still. There's a fun anxiety, this ecstaticness to Marty Supreme, and with If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, it's just anxiety. It's just like, oh my fucking god. An elegant depiction of the turmoil of being a mother. I really appreciated this film. I say that like I'm a mother, like I didn't mean that, I just say I really like how it just exists. One Battle After Another, 28 Years Later, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. One Battle After Another, 28 Years Later, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. You see, One Battle After Another is just, it's incredibly well directed. It's just fucking insane how good that film is. Again, it is more so about appreciating all the nominees and all of the different works, so it doesn't really matter which one wins, but yeah, I'm giving that one to One Battle After Another. Really nearing the end now, we have Best Actor in a Leading Role. The nominees are Timothée Chalamet, Marty Supreme, you all know that was coming, Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon, Jesse Plemons, Begonia, Michael Fassbender, Black Bag, Robert Aramayo, I Swear. Now, I just want to talk about I Swear for a minute. I know there's all this controversy about it. This whole controversy around I Swear has actually severely pissed me off, so it's probably best I not talk about that right now. When it comes to the film I Swear, it's very good when it comes to like understanding Tourette's, even though all the fucking British people already knew all that shit because it's fucking a given, really, isn't it? It's a true story film, it's well acted, it's heartwarming, but it is fairly by the numbers, fairly generic, fairly inoffensive, but I appreciate the story, the true story, obviously, that's the most interesting aspect. However, Robert Aramayo is fantastic in that film, and he definitely deserves the nomination. The weirdest choice in here is definitely Michael Fassbender in Black Bag. Even I'm not quite sure about this nomination. He is really good in that, and you know what? He's got presence. I honestly just couldn't think of any other fucking leading actors. I get Wagner Moure was good in The Secret Agent. I didn't think The Secret Agent was like a tremendous film. It was really good. It was more so one I appreciated, and he definitely did like carry that film. Jesse Plemons gave his best performance to date in Begonia. Same with Timothy Chalamet in Marty Supreme. Ethan Hawke, he has been around for so long, and he is just, I know he's like A-list, he's an A-list actor, but he's also kind of underrated as an artist. Like this guy, he's been in so many exquisite works of art, like amazing auteur pieces, and we still kind of see him as Ethan Hawke. I mean, I don't, because I love him, I glaze him, but fucking hell, he is just one of the best actors working today. I fucking love him, man. I'm just going to announce the winner now. The Oscar goes to Ethan Hawke from Blue Moon. Absolutely. Fucking easy. I mean, definitely stacked, but fucking loved him, man, honestly. I've been waiting months to say that. Just, oh, mate. Ethan Hawke Appreciation Day. Best Actress in a Leading Role. The nominees are Jennifer Lawrence, Die My Love, Jessie Buckley, Hamnet, Eva Victor, Sorry Baby, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, and Sophie Thatcher, Companion. Surprise! I know people might think that's a weird choice, like, oh, Companion, what the fuck, that's like, it was an okay horror film, but Sophie Thatcher was brilliant in that, like, really convincing, completely carried it. Every time I reviewed these picks, I saw Sophie Thatcher and I thought, that's a bit out of place, I'm not sure about that, but then I remembered her performance and I thought, you know what, she does deserve it. I'm also glad I got the opportunity to shout out Jennifer Lawrence from Die My Love, because that film kind of got mixed reviews, but she still was, like, amazing in that. I think probably her best performance, honestly. One of her most deranged and disturbed performances, easily. Eva Victor, fantastic. She's nominated, like, in real life, right? Like, surely, yeah? Jessie Buckley, sensational. Rose Byrne, sensational. It is just between Rose Byrne and Jessie Buckley. Both fairly similar performances, similar characters, because it's all about, like, immense turmoil, immense grief, I suppose. Rose Byrne, it's more about like neurotic stress and just everything going wrong. Jess Buckley, it's about like grief and like loss. I think I've said this about an actress before, but as of right now, Jessie Buckley is the face of grief. Holy shit. She gave everything in that movie and she does deserve the Oscar. Rose Byrne depicted someone kind of losing their mind without going too over the top or too silly even. Definitely funny in like a dark sense, but still like empathetic and real. But we should just appreciate the fact that we have these two amazing performances to choose from. Like, it's so hard to pick, and that's a good thing. I actually spent 3 hours sat here thinking it over, and I finally made my decision. So, the Oscar goes to... The Oscar goes to Rose Byrne from If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. You fucking earned it, sister. Well done, honestly. Well done, everyone. Well done to everyone who was nominated. Hang on, it's not even over yet. We still got Best Picture. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm getting clapped off by my own fucking hands. We're going to cut to commercial and then we'll be right back to announce the best film of the year. Maybe the best film ever. Objectively, of course, because like this is fundamentally true. What I say is fact.
This video is sponsored by Harry Hole's Hole Punchers. If you want to bust a hole in something, there's no better option really, is there? You know what I mean? Come on. Do it, buy the product, you get one new hole puncher every week. You'll have plenty of hole punchers, you won't know what to do with them.
My arse is numb from sitting on this stool. Okay, here we are, the moment we've all been waiting for, unless like you skipped to the end of the video, you fucking cunt. Best Picture, Best Film. The nominees are Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, No Other Choice, If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, Sirat, Black Bag, Frankenstein, Hamnet, 28 Years Later, and Sorry Baby. Whew, how the fuck does one even decide? Now remember, the best thing you can take away from the Oscars is just to appreciate all of the nominees as like one collective body of work. Like all of these are deserving, all of these are great. Stacking films on top of another is a bit weird. Like there are some that I know are objectively better than others here. But just look at that lineup. We've got Marty Supreme, masterpiece. One Battle After Another, masterpiece. No Other Choice, masterpiece. If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, masterpiece. Sirat, masterpiece. Hamnet, masterpiece. And the others are okay. No. 28 Years Later is obviously one of my favourite films of 2025. I think it has the biggest soul of like most of the films that came out last year. It's one of the most experimental films that came out last year, but it is partially flawed in certain areas, and I accept that. But I just fucking love it so much, and Danny Boyle is the fucking GOAT and better than everyone else. Frankenstein was wonderfully directed, it's perfect for what it was going for, kind of nails all of its objectives. Like there is a reason it was nominated for the majority of like the technical categories, because on so many levels of filmmaking it's incredibly competent. Black Bag is a brilliant small-scale spy thriller that is insanely tight. But it's not just a spy thriller, because it's also this strange tale about odd relationships that somehow work, or just idiosyncratic relationships. It mixes it in with the spy subject matter wonderfully. The reason Blue Moon isn't nominated is just because it was a little too singular in like its objectives, but I still love it. Sorry Baby is here because it's one of the most profound and impactful films of the year easily. So emotional. Of all the films here, the most recent one I've seen is Sirat. That was like, I just watched it like last week. That was amazing. Just the fact that we have all these to choose from and any one of them could be easily considered a classic. And also different and unique from one another, all these different directors. I love films, man. I love how diverse it can be each year. Make a decision, boy. Make a decision. I'm going to announce it like they do in I'm a Celebrity, where they say, John, it's not you. Bob, it's not you. You get it. You get the general gist. Okay, so 28 Years Later, it's not you. If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, it might be you. Oh, Frankenstein, it's not you. Marty Supreme, it's not you. Oh my god. Sirat, it might be you. Oh, I need to stop because that's going to get really annoying. Black Bag, it's not you. Hamnet, it's not you. Sorry Baby, it's not you. One Battle After Another, it might be you. No Other Choice, it might be you. The people have decided that. And the Oscar goes to One Battle After Another. Give a hand to Paul Thomas Anderson. He did it again. It's incredible. All this is incredible. But so many good films. I don't actually care too much about what is the best picture winner. I just love how we got all these films. That's the real celebration. That's the real thing we should be happy about. What a fucking year. Every year is a brilliant year for cinema if you watch the right films, if you fucking put some goddamn effort into seeking out various kino works. Obviously it's very time consuming. I had to go to the cinema a lot last year. I'm going to continue to go to the cinema a lot this year, but fuck it. It's what I do. It's my fucking job. Well done to One Battle After Another, but well done to everyone else who was mentioned in this video. All these fucking films, these directors. I know all these directors and like actors are watching my fucking Batcho channel being like, oh, is he gonna pick me?
What a fucking year.
So just to recap, just an overview, that is Best Animated Feature Film, Lost in Starlight, fucking, yeah. Best Sound, The History of Sound. Yes! Best Original Score, One Battle After Another. Yes! Best Original Song, Sinners. Yes! Best Editing, 28 Years Later. Yes! Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Frankenstein. Best Costume Design, Frankenstein. Best Production Design, Nouvelle Vague. Best Visual Effects, Frankenstein. Best Casting, Marty Supreme. Best Actor in a Supporting Role, Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. Best Actress in a Supporting Role, Jodie Comer, 28 Years. Fuck, I was on a roll there 28 years later. Best Cinematography, Train Dreams. Best Adapted Screenplay, Hamnet. Best Original Screenplay, Blue Moon. Best Directing, One Battle After Another. Best Actor in a Leading Role, Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon. Perfect. Best Actress in a Leading Role, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. Best Picture, One Battle After Another.
Depends on the season.
The films that took away the most Batcho awards were 28 Years Later with 2, Blue Moon with 2, Frankenstein with 3, and One Battle After Another with 4 Batchos. Incredible. I hope you enjoyed that. We are going to go on to the silly nominations now, but yeah, I really had fun doing that, and I'm glad. I'm glad about that turnout. I know it's nothing deep, but you know, I think we represented a lot of good films, and yeah, it was lovely to just talk about all the amazing pieces of Kino that came out in 2025. That a lot of them I saw in 2026 because of the fucking UK distribution.
This video is sponsored by Harry Holes, Hole Punchers. If you want to bust a hole in something, there's no better option really, is there?
But anyway, now we're on to the silly round, right? Just stupid, silly, silly. Schizo. Now, first off, I've got these 2 categories that are inspired by Derek Savage's 420 Awards. I'm not sure if many of you are going to be aware of him, but some of you must be. YMS kind of made him a big deal. He's a really cool dude. But yeah, so these categories are Hottest Hunk and Hottest Chick. Hottest Hunk nominees are Josh Brolin. All right, Rob. Do I really have to explain what Hottest Hunk means? It's like the hottest dude from the films of last year, the hottest character, the hottest actor. So Hottest Hunk, Josh Brolin from Weapons, Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein. I mean, come on, we all fucking knew this. Liam Neeson from The Naked Gun, Aaron Taylor-Johnson from 28 Years Later, and Samson from 28 Years Later. And it just says Samson. It doesn't even say that the actor's name. I've just put down Samson. I mean, I think Samson easily clears that. That guy hangs fucking dong in that movie. I know Jacob Elordi also exists, but mate, he's no match for fucking Samson. Oh my god, Samson, that's like the easiest decision of the night. Samson is the hottest hunk. Like, just Samson. Imagine if that actor did get like nominated for a real award and it just said Samson. Just no one knew his name. Samson brackets hung. Now we're on to Hottest Chick, and you can't complain that this is misogynistic. We just fucking objectified the dudes. Hottest Chick, Sophie Thatcher, companion. She's pretty sexy in that. Odessa Azeon, Marty Supreme. I really she was really good looking in that. I know this is this is the surface level side of Batcho coming out, but fuck yeah. Emily Blunt, The Smashing Machine, yeah, she was really gorgeous. Pamela Anderson, The Naked Gun, right, I know she's old, but she had some swagger to her in that film. She had some good sex appeal, like in a good way, like in an empowering sense. She was fucking sexy in that film. Jessie Buckley, Hamlet, right? I know that is not the point of the film, but I did kind of think she was attractive in that she had that fucking red garment that she wore the whole fucking film. She could have like changed it up a bit, but whatever. Who fucking wins that? I don't even know. I've not even considered this. The award goes to Emily Blunt from The Smashing Machine. We got to give The Smashing Machine something. So yeah, there she go. She was very pretty. Pretty girl. Okay, now this one's a big fucking deal. Biggest letdown of 2025. Mickey 17, Eddington, The Running Man, Shelby Oaks, and Honey Don't. Right off the bat, Eddington, Mickey 17, they're not fucking winning this because for as much as like they were disappointing, still fairly decent films, like have some good aspects, good elements to them, just kind of middling, a little bit mediocre. These other 3, Running Man, Shelby Oaks, and Honey Don't, are fucking god-awful. I'm not going to choose Shelby Oaks because that's Chris Stuckman making his first ever feature film. The Running Man, holy shit, what a fall from grace. Edgar Wright, one of the best directors of our generation, coming out with this slop. Like, oh my god. And Honey Don't, yeah, just shit. But the thing is about Honey Don't is that was it Ethan Cohen, and he'd already made Drive Away Dolls, and that was the big, like, the drop-off point, because, like, oh shit. So Honey Don't was just more of, like, the same, so it wasn't, like, a big, horrible surprise. The Running Man easily, that's, like, the biggest letdown of the year. The fucking Batcho goes to The Running Man. Holy crap. This next one is biggest cock tease, and for the longest time it was just one nominee, and it was A House of Dynamite. For those of you who don't know, House of Dynamite's all about like what would happen if America got nuked in the modern age and all of the systems and the people that would have to deal with it. And then at the end, you're about to see like everything get nuked, and it just cuts to black. It's just like, it's a sort of gripping film, but by the end of it, you're just like, that was bland, and it just left no impression on me. Had nothing to say really. It kept going backwards in time to show the same thing, the same like set of events, but from the perspective of someone different, and it really is, the individual perspectives didn't add much to the ongoing story. It was really just like absolute 5 out of 10 slop fest. But yeah, biggest cock tease, because it was like, oh my god, it's all about fucking nukes, and they just don't show it. And I know it's like, it's not actually about the nuke. It felt cheap not to show it. It just felt like such, you have nothing on offer. But also nominated is Severance Season 2, which is a fairly decent show, but just how it just drags itself out. It doesn't have that much to say, and it just takes ages to reach the fucking point. Like, I don't understand. There's nothing that deep going on. It's just work kind of hard. What if like it's a Black Mirror episode stretched out? It's not as big a cock tease as House of Dynamite, so a House of Dynamite wins that one. He just dog whistled. This one's a good one. Best film with the word "the" in the title. There are 12 nominations for this one. So the nominees are After the Hunt, The Smashing Machine, The Life of Chuck, The Naked Gun, The Venetian Scheme, The Long Walk, The Voice of Heinrich Jabb, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, Fantastic Four: The Fantastic Four: First Steps. It almost fucking got disqualified then. The Secret Agent, The Ugly Stepsister. It's pretty much all the films I saw last year with the word "the" in. What is the best film out of them? I actually really like After the Hunt. That's kind of like a sleeper hit. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I found that fun. Well, not fun, but gripping. I'm going to give, like, it's a toss-up. I keep saying the word toss-up. It's a toss-up. I know the Americans will like not know what the fuck I'm talking about there. Like, what does toss-up mean? It's a toss-up between The Secret Agent and The Ugly Stepsister. If we're being objective, if we're being like real about what the best film of like the year was that had the word "the" in. I preferred The Ugly Stepsister. I really like The Ugly Stepsister. So I'm going to give it to The Ugly Stepsister. It gets a bacho tonight. Awesome. Next category, worst performance by an actor. And I know this is a bit weird because I could only find 3 like really bad performances. I know like maybe I should have found more, but honestly I don't really watch that many terrible films each year. I usually try and like prioritise the good ones. But yeah, so for this we've got Jack Black from a Minecraft movie, Mark Ruffalo from Mickey 17, and Josh Brolin from The Running Man. Now Mark Ruffalo, it's not that bad, it was just a bit fucking on the nose. I just couldn't think of anything else. Josh Brolin from The Running Man, it was just so like disappointing to see such a good actor there who's been in Weapons, like a really good performance in Weapons. He's a tremendous actor, but he just plays such a bland villain in The Running Man. He's such a nothing burger of a character. So that was a letdown. This isn't the biggest letdown nomination, is it? But I think you've got to give it to Jack Black because that is just the lack of effort and like the almost shameless lack of effort of that performance where he's just going flint and steel. It's almost iconic in like a totally fucked up way. So yeah, there you go. Jack Black, he gets a fucking bacho for a Minecraft movie. What a dick. What a fat fucking twat sellout arsehole. Worst performance by an actress. There are only 2 nominations here. It's just so fucking random. It's Aubrey Plaza from Honey Don't. But if you've seen the ending of that film, she kind of kicks off and she's supposed to be crazy and it's like awful. Like, unfortunately, Aubrey Plaza, I know she's been accepted into like the Guild of Actors after Parks and Rec. She doesn't have that much range. She can only do the fucking April Ludgate fucking miserable woman kind of thing. She's serviceable when she's sort of serious, playing like, I don't know, characters that are very similar to her. But in this, like, fucking hell, the cracks showed. And then we have Elisa Ben from The Running Man. No one is going to know who that is. So in The Running Man, near the end, some random female character is introduced into the movie, and she's a terrible actress. and she's treated like she's been a main character for the whole, like, during the whole time. And it is really funny. It's like one of the funniest moments of like last year. But I'm gonna give that to Aubrey Plaza because she was just fucking ass in that scene, particularly in that one scene. Like, holy shit, what a terrible fucking film. Honey, don't make this film is what Ethan Cohen's wife should have said to him. But even though like fucking she works on these films with him, that's probably why they're fucking awful. Next category, worst picture of the year. There's only 3 nominations here. I was gonna maybe pick Shelby Oaks, but that kind of felt a bit too harsh, you know. I didn't like it. I thought it was quite bad, but yeah. The nominees are a Minecraft movie, Captain America Brave New World, and The Running Man. Right, a Minecraft movie is actually the most enjoyable film on that list there. I enjoyed my time watching a Minecraft movie. Not a good film, it's a horrendous pile of shit, but just like the absurdity of like the level of irony our culture's come to, like watching that film as well, but also just the film producers are in on the irony where they're having Jack Black say all this stupid shit. They're not even trying to make a sincere, heartfelt story with this like, let's Minecraft, and Jason Momoa being like, I'm a fucking loser, kid. Like, what the fuck's going on? This weird shitpost irony has seeped its way into like Hollywood, and not in a good way where like weird avant-garde shitpost where that's fucking weird, that's tapped. You know how HBO marketed The Penguin? That was cool. That was like someone on that team knows what schizo is and they've done a good job representing it there, and that's fucking funny. But this is awful. Captain America Brave New World, that was stinky. Holy shit. Fucking mess, all the reshoots, terrible CGI, no story really. Unfortunately, Anthony Mackie probably wasn't given that much to work with because he's a good actor. He needs to ditch the MCU and just become a real actor again. Holy shit. Fucking hell, because he was a cool dude before the MCU, but they've made him into like this quips, you know what I mean? Oh my god. What the fuck do I even pick there? A Minecraft movie is a turning point in cinema. You do realise it's such like an encapsulation of just the state of things that I almost respect it, you know? It's almost so good at being bad, but shouldn't I nominate like the most fucking unpleasant film of the year? I had a worse time watching Captain America and The Running Man. I think we give, just for the pageantry of the whole thing, we give a Minecraft movie the win. Fuck it, yeah, there you go. Minecraft movie, worst picture. Go on, son. Next up, worst TV show. I really wanted to talk about TV shows briefly in this video. We've got 3 nominees: Stranger Things Season 5, The White Lotus Season 3, Fallout Season 2. Now, Stranger Things Season 5 is probably the worst. It's probably like the only one here that is really that bad. The White Lotus is fucking, Season 3 is sloppy as shit. I'm going to talk about that someday. But yeah, I've got a whole opinion on The White Lotus as a show, trust me. Fallout Season 2, not that bad, but just wonky as fuck, really. Flawed, definitely. Literally achieved nothing but like empty fan service, no stakes, all just kind of silly comedy that negates the tension of the scenes. Like, but it's like Fallout. The game's so janky, and the terrible writing of the show, it's so sloppy. There's like plot holes everywhere. Like, people just get out of situations easily. There's like nothing means anything. But it's the games are janky and terrible, so it's thematically warranted that the show be janky in its writing. Like, no. I'm going to obviously pick Stranger Things Season 5. That was just shit. It was just piss poor the way they ended it. Even for like the slop show it had become, Season 4 compared to Season 5 was like a masterpiece. And finally, last category of the entire video, last category of the silly nominees, best TV show. And this is kind of serious because, I really wanted to talk about the good TV shows I saw last year, should I say. Nominees are Andor Season 2, Pluribus Season 1, The Bear Season 4, Long Story Short Season 1, The Chair Company Season 1. All bangers, all brilliant, all entirely unique from each other. I know what's winning. But yeah, if you haven't seen any of these, the chair company is really weird. I had no idea what was going on, but it was funny. I didn't quite like it as much as the friendship. That made me laugh more. The Bear just delivered more of the same excellent like acting and performances, just still top of its game. Bluribus, the premiere season of Vince Gilligan's new show. I assume that's going to go on to be a really good show. Long story short, is a 10-part animated series on Netflix by the same creator as BoJack Horseman. That should be enough just to sell it to you. It's been a long time since I watched BoJack Horseman, but this show really brought back some memories because its ability to balance really hard themes with really funny humour, like almost absurdist humour, is just incredible. It's a very special show. I binged it like really quickly when I put it on. But the winner here is Andor Season 2. Andor Season 2 is kind of like my favourite piece of media from last year, and I've already spoken about it ad nauseum. But yeah, it's a wonderful show, and genuinely better than all of these other great shows. So yeah, Star Wars, it outdid Vince Gilligan. That's fucking awesome. That's so inspiring to like know. Yeah, good on Star Wars. It's finally back. Well, you know, not really. It's like there's one good show, but fuck it. To make something profound out of the Star Wars mythos again is just, that's special to me.
And remember to fucking subscribe.
Thanks to the patrons. Thank you, DF. Thank you, Mason Leiden. Thank you, Matt Delaney. But anyway, that is that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments if you disagree with me. What do you think should have been nominated for the Bachos or the Oscars or whatever? What did I leave out? What did I snub? What was I too harsh on? What was I too not harsh on? What did I glaze? 28 years later, what the fuck? Black bag, what the fuck? Like, fuck off. I've already got my response prepared. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. And I've got a little drink here, just some water, but I'm just going to toast, raise a glass to 2025, the cinematic year of 2025. I'm so happy with all of the amazing things that were released last year. Just incredible. We should all be very thankful. So just celebrate that. That's the big takeaway. Cinema's back. No, it doesn't need to be back. It was always there. It's always there. It survived through COVID. It's always going to be there. One can hope, hey? You having a wank? 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 You disgusting fat fuck. You having a wank? You having a wank? You having a wank? You having a wank? You disgusting fat fuck. You having a wank?